Hey guys, it's Blue Bomber, Mega Man Craft, whatever you wish to call me, on the new computer that I have. So hopefully this will be able to improve video quality and whatnot if I do decide to keep on doing this. While transferring onto this other new computer, the episode 3 of the Canon series is gone. We're gonna have to deal with just skipping straight over episode 4, but after that I'll go back into the FTAM v7 world and I'll show you guys the canons, and then after that I'm going to move on to where I am right now, which is the FTAM Reborn. And who knows, I might do a 60 FPS recording / stream on FTAM now just because I can. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. Hey, what's going on guys? It's Mega Man Craft here, and welcome back to the 4th episode of Canon tutorials and all that other stuff. That'll be pretty cool. I'm quite excited to show you this, and then after this, hopefully we should get to air raid tactic, reverse cannoning. So let's get right into it. First off here, this is an additional method of sand comp. While it's not precisely accurate, it can work as an additional method from what we already saw up there. That method works. This one can also work. We can place a redstone torch right here, and that should hopefully get, oh wait, never mind. So if we do this, you'll see it'll put the TNT in. The TNT gets compiled by the piston, and then the piston releases it. All the TNT kind of gets launched out and then separates. If we did the same thing with the sand, it could possibly not give it the same accurate results. However, if we sent this thing flinging, you'd be able to kind of clearly see that the TNT goes off in separate directions. Now, this might have to deal with the fact that you might need to find a sweet spot. However, you can see that the TNT will relatively go to the same spot and automatically blow up, thus resulting in an autocannon, which, you know, is pretty cool if you ever want to, like, mess around and start changing up speed and whatnot. Another thing to realize when we come on over here is what happens when we try to compile stuff over here. So let me grab some real quick sand and red sand just to identify a difference between the two. But when you put something down into these and then you kind of give them off in the corner, what they do is, you know, just like we started off with over there, they can hit the sides, and in turn they can technically fling over into corner shots. And after trying to previously apply this, you can see that if you try to angle your bounce pads by actually taking your bounce pads that you have, and if, as you guys know, they won't just place like this. You can actually kind of somewhat angle them and then push them in this way, and that will it'll take a bit of them to do it, but it will change. If you put it here, you can see what it does is it kind of makes it shoot off at a corner. However, if you place it too high or not on the sweet spot, it won't really work. Taking into account of this, you can make a really successful bounce pads corner cannon, and this is the corner cannon, by the way. Something to know: without this wall, it will fling all the way over here, hit that first wall, bounce off of it, and then explode over there. That's what that explosion is. So this thing fires really far, and the way that this thing works is you've got 4 dispensers, because, you know, they're all this, okay, and they're all the same, and then they're going to launch into these 4. And then they're going to hit this, which, as you can see, there's a block right here, which is then up, forcing it to kind of, okay, 1 second. Which is then kind of updating it, and it kind of forces it to go up in a way, I guess. And then once it comes up here, it's going to go through this double bounce process, and then make sure at the end, of course, that you got these 3, because then it needs to bounce up. But you'll notice that I don't have any side ones right here, and that's because when these are going through these center components, they're technically hitting these as well when they're going through the process. So if you have anything right there, you're gonna basically prevent it, which is not what we want. So if, as you guys can see, if I launch from the, like, look how high up that goes. And by the way, the higher a block goes, once it goes off a bounce pad, kind of helps determine how fast it's actually going. For example, if this thing had more pressure, it would probably fly. It would probably hit the top, actually, if it had a whole lot of pressure. But now, as you can see, if we apply TNT to this, it'll actually work, and it will go straight to where it needs to go. So you can simply do this, and then do this, and you can see that while the TNT goes just a bit below, you can still get a pretty big blast, and you can kind of line up TNT exactly where it needs to go. But once again, like we said before, the whole piston thing below is kind of critical. You're going to want it to not be like uneven, I guess. In addition to that, people might start wondering, oh well, if we just kind of compress sand into here and then make it bounce back and forth and then kind of rebound, what will happen? What will actually happen is that if you guys launch a sand on this side, you'll notice it kind of combines and then goes over there, and you'll go, oh, that's pretty cool. But what about this side? Because you see what that does is it kind of gets it to go over there a bit, and that can be a bit weird. Now, if you put it like this, you can see that you kind of get it to go the separate ways like that. So the closer that you actually get it to the bottom, the further apart they'll actually spread. Yet the higher that you get it, the closer they'll get together. So what that makes you kind of wonder is, oh, okay, well, if I just do this, what does that mean? Well, you see now they start separating again. So once again, it's about the whole cannon sweet spot stuff. So you want the cannon sweet spot right there, and you can essentially make yourself a 2-long cannon. What are 2-long cannons good for? Well, they can help you with regen busting because, so yeah. Covering over the logistics now of blast firing. Now, this is the real kicker. So once you hit this button, it's gonna prime the booster, okay? It's gonna wait a full repeater and then 2 extra ticks, and then it's going to hit this. And by using RedNet, you can enable every single dispenser at once from both sides. So you guys can see there's TNT inside of all of them. This will be spawning an 18 TNT. With that being said, what you need to do is dispense a separate piece of TNT so that it starts on the bounce pad but then gets stuck. So what I have it doing is I have it doing the whole back forth because, you know, it kind of makes it go back and forth and builds up all that energy and whatnot. Then it will get forced back into here, where it will be stuck in this water while it waits for the barrel to hit it. Now, of course, I'll show you guys the distance it goes to, and I have it waiting this many ticks before it fires, because then that way I have just that much longer. I'll show you guys an example right now. Enjoy. You'll see it gets stuck, and then boom, it's gone, just like that. So now we're going to kind of follow this. We're going to do effect So you'll see the TNT flies all the way over here, but that's only when it starts to go down. If you imagine this thing being in the air, you can see that's pretty dang long. But you know what, guys? That has been enough for episode 4. Stay tuned next episode when we go over rating above 250 and defenses for slab defenses that you can use on your walls and how to avoid those slab defenses when you're raiding. I've been Mega Man Craft here. Thanks for watching episode 4, and I'll see you guys all in episode 5. Goodbye.